This is Gettable, brought to you by Google, Riley Beveridge and Twomey. But Cal, we are interrupting your regular programming because today we're a Harley Reid free zone, Cal.
Not just today, Riley. For the next 2 to 3 years, this is a Harley Reid free zone. He's signed. It's done. He's signed through to the end of 2028. One of the great stories for West Coast. There's the alarm. Every time we mention Harley, that's coming on because it's an HR9 free zone for the next 3 seasons to the end of 2028. Massive result for West Coast. They get a deal done for him, a 2-year extension. He was very close to signing a 5-year deal only a couple of weeks ago. Ended up opting for a 2-year deal. That gets him through to the end of his 5th year when, if West Coast is still struggling, then he can make the move. Hawthorn was the club that was coming hardest and strongest in the end. I think if he'd left West Coast, it would have been to go to the Hawks, but they got the call yesterday that he was staying, and he is staying there for the next few years under Andrew McQualter. So today, and for the foreseeable future,
Harley's gone.
It's a Harley Reid free zone. No more chat, which leads us to our cover story for today. We have a big episode coming up. The cover story, of course, being we're smiling too. We don't need to talk about him anymore. He's happy, we're happy, it's done. So no more Harley contract chat. More ruck movements though, as the Blues eye TD Cahill. Exit door is that away. New York is that away, man. The name's already on the move. Do the Saints have another big name on their cards as well? So that is the cover story. We have some big guests coming in as well today,
certainly
Riley.
do. Let's get to the desk, though, because we've got a couple of our favourite draftees in at the Gettable desk today. We've got Aiden Schubert, one of the best key forwards in this year's draft pool. We've got Dan Annable, the Brisbane Lions Academy prospect. He'll be joining us as well. Avery Thomas and Noah Chamberlain also here. But, Cal, we want to start today with one of our favourite segments, and it is Quick Fix. This is where we rattle through a whole bunch of topics on the trade and draft landscape for you. And we'll start with Ruck On. How many rucks moved this year?
Well, he's the big one at the moment, isn't he? TDK, we know, is on his way to St Kilda. Sam Draper, the decision on what he does is one of the hanging decisions, really, isn't it? Essendon has lifted his offer to 5 years. That's in line with the Adelaide and Brisbane offers. That call is coming in the next few days. I think it's leaning towards going, but I think it's line ball between Crows and Lions and which way he goes. There's good arguments for both of those clubs. The Bombers have re-signed 2 of their rucks, Vigo Vicentini and Nick Bryan. And my understanding is as well there'll be a deal for Lockie Blackiston, the mid-year recruit. So that'll be 3 of their rucks signed for next year. On the merry-go-round, though, we can say Carlton clearly are looking for a ruckman after TDK's move to St Kilda. Ned Reeves has been on their radar and they have interest in him. Hawthorn doesn't want to lose him though, so he's contracted for next year. The Hawks have offered a longer-term deal to keep him at the footy club and he's considering that and working through that at the moment. So I think that'd be a good chance that that happens. And if he does stay there, what does the Blues do next? Well, one player I can say that they're looking at, they've shown interest in Fremantle youngster Liam Reedy. So under that model, he would come across as the backup to Mark Pitnet. A lot cheaper, clearly, than the ruckman they've just lost, 1.1 million versus not 1.1 million. He's played 3 games, but he's 25, so he comes in as that mature age backup, out of contract at the Dockers. So that's one to keep an eye on, Liam Reedy and the Blues.
Just another one that the Blues to keep an eye on is Buku Karmas at the Western Bulldogs. Another player that's contracted for 2026, but they've got some interest in Buku Karmas. Played 31 games across his last 2 years. He has been exploring his options as well. Played predominantly forward this year, kicked 13 goals from 8 at one point, but he's on Carlton's radar as some potential key position depth options. Swans' big move, Cal. Can the Swans land Charlie Curnow?
Well, this is what we spoke about a month ago around Sydney's interest and his interest in the Swans as a destination. The Blue Star, as has been reported, is open to a move to Gold Coast. That's real. The other bit we can add to that story as well is that he's also open to a move to Sydney and Geelong. So nothing's really changed there, apart from the fact that Gold Coast doesn't look like being the option, given there's not going to be an exit there that opens up a spot. So he's not going to say this publicly, and nor does he need to. I think if a trade scenario gets worked out in the background, then he'd look at it. And if Carlton green light Curnow being open to it and green light some trade machinations happening in the background, then he'd pursue that. Sydney is the one, though, for me, that there's the bite, there's the interest. There's a lot of interest from the Swans' point of view. Sydney has 4 untouchables: Errol Goulden, Nick Blakey, Chad Warner and Isaac Heaney. But outside of that, the likes of the next tier, what's going to do a deal? Is it Rowbottom, Papley, McDonald? These are all names that are obviously going to get mentioned. Now, the bit I want to make clear here, there's been no mega trades in the recent years that have just been like club here, club B, get that happening.
Yeah.
Jason Horton-Francis took 4 or 5 clubs to get involved. It was the biggest deal of all time. Dan Houston gets to Collingwood with another 4-club mega deal. So just because Carlton might not have interest in X, Y, or Z from Sydney doesn't mean that pick 9 at the Sydney couldn't be made into another player from another club and be moved around, or a Sydney player could get to another club that leads to another player getting to Carlton.
Yep.
So it's not just about the X versus the Y. There's also A, B and C that can be involved as part of this. So look, honestly, I think it's going to be hard to get a deal done.
Yeah.
But that's not to change the fact, and it is fact, that Charlie is keen to pursue a move if the green light is there from the Blues.
I just think if you're looking at it from a Carlton perspective, you've got a player that's contracted for the next 4 years. Is the asking price going to be too much?
Yeah, and that's fine. And if it is that much, and if it is one of the untouchables, then Sydney walk away.
Yeah.
That is what it is. And it might not eventuate. We've seen trades not eventuate.
Yeah. All right, Lions look abroad. The Brisbane Eyes and Irish gun, Kel.
Yes. Brisbane last week had this young man, Ben Murphy, at the football club trialling for a spot. They're looking for more speed to add to their mix. He's a rising star in Gaelic footy, has played with County Kerry. The Lions, of course, have Connor McKenna, Darragh Joyce. There's been James Madden, Pierce Hanley in the past, so they've gone this route before. Some great highlights there from Ben Murphy. Looks like a star and very much in the mix to land the Irishman there, so keep an eye on that. Closing time. Exit interviews begin across the competition. What can you tell us?
Well, Melbourne had their exits over the last couple of days. Judd McVie was a big one. We know he's out of contract this year. He's had that 2-year deal on the table to stay at Melbourne right throughout the season. Hasn't signed it yet. There was really no update from Judd McVie's exit interview, though. He didn't tell Melbourne he wanted to leave. The D's are still confident that he will stay and sign. I think the coach is going to have a massive say on his future. I think he wants to know what direction Melbourne's going to take there, potentially even meet the coach. But no intimation from Judd McVie that he wants to go back to WA or explore interest from elsewhere. D's, as we said, very confident still that he stays. Free agent calls, Cal. Decision time looms for a host of them.
Well, one of them is Brandon Starcevic, and he's a big one in this. Restricted free agent. He, I'm understanding, has narrowed his call between West Coast and Brisbane. Essendon has been chasing him as well, has spoken with him across the year. But I think where it sits now is West Coast or Brisbane. Now, the Eagles are discussing the hope of an exemption to land a free agent without diluting their Oscar Allen compensation pick. That'll be part of the discussions they have with the AFL as part of their submission for their assistance package, as well as the extra rookie spots. Look, you can ask.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to get through. It disadvantages Brisbane from having the ability to match a bid and force a trade if it went that way.
Yeah.
But they can throw their hands up and ask and put it forward and see what happens. But that's part of the discussions that they're weighing up at the moment from a free agency point of view with Brandon Starcevic.
A number of other free agents. We know Oscar Allen's headed to Brisbane. Tom de Koning's headed to St Kilda. Jack Silvani told Carlton in his exit interview on Tuesday that he wants out. We know that. Collingwood and the Western Bulldogs both have 4-year deals. People involved in this still think St Kilda's right in the mix here. And they haven't come out publicly and said that. Clearly, they haven't met him yet. They don't really need to, given his close relationships at the Saints. But people there still think that St Kilda are in the mix for Jack Silvani.
Where do you think he ends up?
I still think the Western Bulldogs are ahead in this one. I think they've got more wiggle room than the others, but the Saints are certainly a watch, and then what that means for Leclerc, if it does go in that route, is very interesting as well.
If he goes, Buku goes.
Yes,
surely.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And James Warple, 4-year offers from Hawthorn and Geelong, as we know. Hooroo, Cal. Number 4 pick gaining interest at the Kangas.
Well, he is. I mean, he's number 4 pick for a reason. I'm a big fan of Zane Desmond. I think he's got a lot of talent to show at AFL level, just hasn't had those regular opportunities yet for different reasons. This is a fascinating watch. I don't see North Melbourne being open at all to moving Zane Dersma. I picked him early 2 years ago, high-end talent, but he's a young player who's been dropped, subbed, in, out, inconsistently in the side. So clubs are aware of that frustration and are looking at what it would take to drag him out of there, whether that would offer something decent this year to make the Roos look at it. I still think the inclination at North Melbourne would be, no, let's back it in and get this guy to show the talent that we know we've got. The one I'd be keeping an eye on clearly is the Bombers, given the obvious link with Xavier. And they lack that class and polish. But in the end, it's going to be hard to see a player who's a top 4 pick move 2 years after he was picked at that spot.
Could they collect the Dersmans and get Willem at the draft as well?
Well, they might try. I don't think he's getting through to pick 4 at this point, though.
All right, let's get to one of our other favourite segments. It is Inside Word. This is the whispers we're keeping an eye on. You hear the whispers going, Kel?
There's always some whispers.
Do the Saints have another locked in?
Well, this is a whisper. So Nasdaz, TDK is coming. Liam Ryan is coming. Leclerc is coming. Do they have another top midfielder on the way as well. So I think there's a bit of a watch on Sam Flanders and what he does at the Suns. Another player who's had his role changed this year. Other clubs are hunting him in Melbourne as well. He's changed positions. The talk around the industry over recent times is that they have another player locked in that midfield group. But there's been chat about Jordan De Goey after they had a crack at him a couple of years ago. It's not Jordan De Goey, but as my understanding. So I don't think it's him. But we won't see who it is, if it's anyone.
All right, the Dogs opening the door for the Devils. The creaking door.
That was the creak of the Devil's door. And the Bulldogs just opened it wide and said, come inside. It's play school. Because Riley Sanders played 21 games this year. He was, of course, pick 6 in the 2023 draft. There's so much of that talk around that draft. We'll talk about Zane Dersma. Talk about Harley Reid, of course, as well.
Cal, you can't, we just said it. You can't mention Harley Reid. No mention of Harley Reid. No.
There it is. The sound effect was there somewhere.
We're a Harley-free zone, Cal.
It's a Harley-free zone. Sorry. It's like to be a Harley swear jar.
Yes. We should actually start that.
Let's get back to Riley Sanders. Played 21 games this year. Was dropped basically for a virtual elimination final.
Yeah.
There's no doubt he's contemplating a Tassie reunion in a couple of seasons. So he hasn't done any work on his contract really beyond 2028. The Dogs, I think, might have just opened the door a little bit further. They have to pick the team they see best, and the guy who came into their side, Artie Jones, has locked in a new one-year deal.
Yeah.
But harder to see him staying when you've been dropped for a massive game like that.
Let's race through some more. Suns pick race on. We know Gold Coast has 3 first-rounders.
Yeah. Gold Coast top pick, number 6 at the moment, tied to Port Adelaide, have their own pick, and Collingwood's. North Melbourne is a watch for that first pick, I think. They'll be looking to trade up, I believe, with those 2 early second-rounders. If that's enough to get that pick, I'm not sure, but that is a big watch to see who can grab it, because North will be in the race.
Pick swap win-win?
Yes. The Essendon Melbourne pick swap last year was a win-win for both clubs. Yep. We said that at the time, and 12 months later, it couldn't be any more obvious. Melbourne landed Xavier Lindsay, who was their top target, and probably a 6 to 7 top player in this year's draft, if he was in it. And Essendon essentially traded pick 9 and Isaac Kako for pick 5. Think about all the other stuff they got with that deal too. They didn't have any other picks at the time, so they got some selections to secure Reece Unwin, Angus Clark, Cale Girine. Plus, they also got the picks that made them do the deal with St Kilda to secure their future second-round pick for this year. So they've essentially helped pay for Adam Swade through that deal as well. So this was never a blunder. It was a good deal, and it worked for both clubs.
And another quick one. Another Pickett in the AFL landscape, Cal.
Well, he is a quick one. He's a good player.
Yes.
Latrell Sumner Pickett. Let's have a look at some of his highlights over the weekend. Kicked 4 goals from 16 touches in his sample debut for Glenelg, a name to follow. A cousin of Cozzy Pickett, highly talented. Has had clubs watching him throughout the year. Will he be at Melbourne next year?
It's a big watch. His sample debut on the weekend, 16 disposals, 4 goals, 28 goals from 17 reserves games as well for Latrell Sumner Pickett. Now, Cal, Google Gemini is our personal AI assistant and a great help for sharing ideas and answering questions. I asked Gemini about the perks of Tasmania, which is highly relevant for one of our next guests. Check it out. Hi, Google Gemini. Can you list 3 things about living in Tasmania and its lifestyle that you think would appeal to AFL draft prospects?
Sure. Firstly, Tasmania offers a relaxed lifestyle, which could be a welcome change from the high-pressure environment of professional sports. Secondly, the state's natural beauty and outdoor activities might appeal to those who enjoy staying active and exploring. Lastly, with the potential entry of a Tasmanian team into the AFL, there could be unique opportunities for young players to be part of building something special from the ground up.
What's the best place to explore in Tasmania?
If you're into hiking and stunning views, Cradle Mountain Lake St Clair National Park is a must-see. For something a bit more relaxed, you could explore the historic streets of Hobart or check out the famous Salamanca Market.
They sound like great experiences to me. Thanks, Google Gemini. All right, well, as we mentioned at the top of the show, we are thrilled to be joined by some of the best draft prospects in the country on today's episode of Gettable. And here with us at the desk now is Brisbane Lions Academy gun Dan Annable and Tasmania's own Avery Thomas. G'day, boys.
G'day, Rob. How you doing?
Good day, Rob.
Thanks for making the trip, gents. It's great to have you here. Let's start with you, Dan. It's been a big year for you.
Yeah.
You've been playing some great footy throughout the whole season. How have you dealt with what's been a massive season?
Yeah, no, first of all, it's been great. Enjoyed every minute of it, every game, really. So it's cool to meet new people and play good footy with them. And it's been pretty fun.
And dominated at every level too, with the Brisbane Lions Academy earlier in the season, and then for the Allies, and then recently also for the Brisbane VFL side. How's it been jumping around teams and also trying to do what you do best and find the footy at every team?
It's challenging to play with new people and try and I guess, build those relationships as well. But I guess, yeah, I'll just take it in my step and try and build those relationships because it's really important to playing good footy, I think. So it's been challenging, but yeah, really fun at the same time.
We've seen some of your VFL highlights here, Dan. I mean, talk us through that experience, what it was like to get some senior footy under your belt this year.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, you get to train with all the AFL listers boys as well during the week, and learn heaps off them, and then come into a pretty much like an AFL system to an extent. So yeah, it's pretty fun, and can't wait to continue doing that during finals.
No, it was great to see you at the national championships as well, playing in that Allies side. I mean, how did you find that experience down back for the Allies and playing alongside Dan and the boys?
I found it awesome. I was able to obviously connect pretty easy coming in to the second game. Obviously, I didn't play the SA game, so coming in and creating those strong bonds real quick, I think was a good start and helped me, I guess, cherish into that back line and slot my way in and go out and play my best football.
Where do you feel like your best footy comes as a half-back? We've seen you play some great attacking footy this year for the Devils as well.
Yeah, I reckon I'm definitely that half-backman, that running half-back, but I feel like I can also play key, so play big or small and just use my run and drive power. So. And
playing against senior opposition is not unusual for you either. You played as a 16-year-old in the senior league in Tassie.
Yeah, played seniors or ones at Lonnie under Mitch Fort, obviously, and that created a lot of mental toughness and obviously being able to bounce back from many things. And I feel like, that early on, playing against those bigger, stronger bodies, I feel like it's helped me a lot.
And you guys obviously played together through that Allies team as well, so it must have been good to get some different bonds from different states and different teams.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I guess that's another reason why you play footy, to build relationships and to meet people all across the country and see what they do and stuff is pretty cool.
Do you have number one pick on your radar, Dan? Is it something that you target and try and go as high as you can because you're right in that mix?
Yeah, I think naturally you just want to be the best you can. So whether that's number one or number whatever it is, you just strive to be the best you can, and wherever it falls on draft night, be proud and happy with it. So yeah.
Now, Cal Twomey's Phantom Form Guide dropped on afl.com.au this morning. Did you have a read of that and see where you were?
Did it drop this morning?
I think it did.
I haven't
number
seen
5,
it this
I
morning,
think. Were you happy with that?
Something like that.
Number 5?
Yeah, number 5 is good. I'll take it.
Go in the top 5. Have the Lions given you much indication around their plans with you?
A little bit, but nothing set in stone.
Avery, you've got a bit of an athletics background. I was looking through before when you do a quick Google of your name and it comes up all the events you've run in and you've jumped in and you've done everything. Talk to us about. Well, I saw you competed in long jump. You were 100-metre sprint, high jump, pole vault. Did some shot put, discus.
Yep.
Did you have a pet event?
I was a good decathlete towards the end of my athletics career. Obviously, you have to be pretty good at majority of the events. So across I guess your 100, so your explosive events, and then you got your throws, and then obviously you finish off with a 1500, which is not the best thing, but...
What was your best of the 10?
I would say I was a good hurdler. I was towards, I got down to 14.5s, I was getting pretty low, so...
You a hurdler?
Yeah.
Me, no way. I hit the hurdles and fall over.
Was it ever on your radar, an athletics sort of career in athletics, do you reckon?
It definitely, I'd probably say it crossed my mind, but I was playing multiple sports at the time, so I wasn't really sure what was going to happen, but I guess football took priority this year, so... Yeah, that's what my main focus is.
Now, you're a Hawthorn supporter. They've spent a lot of time in Tasmania, of course, over the past couple of decades, but there's a new team coming in the Devils. How do clubs ask you about, in their interviews with you, ask you about whether you'd want to eventually get back to Tasmania if you obviously leave for the mainland at the end of this year?
The questions definitely come up, and I've obviously said if you are to draft me or if I'm to get drafted, I'm fully 100% in, and that's where my focus is going to be. So, yeah. How
do you sort of get the feel of what the Tasmania team's going to be like? I mean, are you feeling the excitement, the energy in the state already?
Yeah, for sure. It's I guess it's massive for the state. Obviously, it gives kids something to look or strive for later on in life. So, I feel like, and obviously it's getting pretty big now. So, a VFL team coming in and all that. So.
Brisbane have had a great run in recent years. Obviously, a couple of good father-sons, the Ashcroft boys, and also Sam Marshall last year. We know Jasper Fletcher, of course, as well. How much have you enjoyed working with those guys on a pretty close level in recent seasons?
Especially Jasper, like he's training with them. He's definitely took me under his wing a little bit and helped me out with heaps of different things. So it's cool to see their journey, and they're all playing AFL now. So I guess it gives me something to strive towards.
Do you think you're ready to play AFL? Have you felt that for a little while?
I think I feel like I'm confident enough that I can. If I was to go out there next year, I'd have an impact. So yeah.
Now we earlier this year started a nickname for you. Don't know if you liked it or not, to be honest. But we've actually got a graphic to go with it this time around. The Hannibal Lecter. There you are.
That's ridiculous.
Now, I thought it was Joe Watson when I first looked at it.
Errol Goulden. You don't have to use that one. But did you know about the movie character at all?
I had no clue. I had to ask around a bit, and I've been told to watch the movie, but I haven't got to it yet.
Put it on your to-do list.
Oh well.
By the way, we hear you're a pretty handy cricketer as well, because hosting a big event once a year, an annual event at your house. What can you tell us about the Albano Cup? Here it is. I think this is the last the last delivery of last year's.
That's Raf kicking, not kicking, hitting the winning runs over the fence for 6.
So this is between Redlands and Morningside?
Correct, yeah.
I got shattered at the end.
I come back behind. Come from behind win here.
There you are with the medal.
Yeah, that's the best on ground medal.
What's the best on ground medal called?
It's my dad's name, Dean Annabelle. So he owns the house. So he's the CEO of the game. So a lot of I guess got to recognise him in that way.
Awesome.
So
hey, thanks for coming in, guys. Really appreciate it.
Cool.
This one is for you.
Thank you.
This one is for you, Avery.
Oh, awesome.
Chuck this one up to the camera number 4 here. You're now both officially Gettable, so we appreciate you coming in. Thanks for making the time, and good luck for the end of the season.
Cool. Thanks, Cal.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Ross.
you.
We'll do a
Thank
quick
you, Riley.
changeover. We're
Thank you.
about to get Aiden Schubert and Noah Chamberlain in as well. All right, wrapped to be joined at the Gettable desk by South Australian key forward Aiden Schubert, and from Sydney's Academy, Noah Chamberlain. G'day, boys.
G'day. Right.
How you going?
Yeah, how are you?
Bit of a taller crew.
It is, yeah.
These guys, we've had to bump them down a little bit, so they won't shrink. 198 and growing.
Yeah, growing nearly, hopefully get 200.
You've had a super year. Well done on this season. The championships felt like a real turning point for you in terms of what you're able to show at that level. How satisfied were you for your performance with South Australia?
Yeah, extremely satisfied. Start of the year, don't feel like didn't think I was playing my best footy, and then throughout the champs, I feel like I was being able to play some of my best footy. But I wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for my teammates. I was part of a pretty cool team. We really connected, and we had real genuine care for each other. So, kudos to them boys.
And first title since 2018, which is a pretty good squad, that one.
Oh yeah, some of the names I was reading.
Rosie, Rankin, and Lukosius.
Yeah, it was a pretty good squad. So.
Did you enjoy playing here in this game at Marvel?
Yeah, it was a great experience. The whole experience, like flying over, staying with the boys, it was just buzz around the whole weekend, and then to win it on Marvel, some of my best mates, it was really cool, and something I'll remember forever.
What about making the step up to some senior footy at Central District? You played reserves, kicked 3, I think, on your debut. How'd you find that experience?
Yeah, it was heaps cool. Obviously, different lining up at full forward, and then some big 25-year-old man comes to me. So it's a bit different to the 18s footy. But yeah, I love the experience, and love the experience.
Heaps cool as the South Australians. The South Australian sort of term, isn't it?
Noah, how have you found the year, mate, and being part of Sydney's Academy? How have you found the experiences as well?
Yeah, it's been really good for the academy and just the allies. A bit unfortunate about the campaign, but that's footy, isn't it? It's a few challenges and things like that, but it was a really good experience, and the connections you make in it is really cool as well. So, yeah.
Positionally, where do you feel like you play your best footy now?
Yeah, it's weird. I've been moved around a little bit, so it's been struggling and hard to keep my feet, but I really enjoy the wing. I think, just that being that taller on the wing is able to use my strengths to the best ability. So yeah.
And working with what's been a really exciting Sydney Academy group as well, Lockie Carmichael, Max King, Harry Kyle. It must be fun to be working alongside those guys, not just this year, but in recent seasons.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, we've all been together for a while now, so we understand each other, and it's just so fun playing with each other. And those trips away, like Aiden said, it's just so much fun and so excited, and yeah, it's really good.
Who's a player at Sydney that you've spent some time with that you've really enjoyed doing in terms of the AFL squad?
Yep. I'll probably say Caden Cleary. I mean, he came from the Sydney ranks, the Sydney Swans Academy, and he's been really good for me. And like when I spent a week in the pre-season with them, like took me under his wing a little bit. So I really enjoyed that, and just it was such a great experience, and grateful to have him there.
Aiden, similar to Noah, you've been thrown around a little bit this year. Obviously, played some great footy as a key forward, but how do you enjoy the experience of going through the ruck as well at times this year?
Yeah, no, I've been able to go on the ruck most games, and yeah, I love it. Sometimes when you're out of the game a little bit as a key forward, it's really good to go up the ground, get a couple disposals. I'm able to use my work rate pretty well to win some footy, and then go back and have a bit more confidence up forward. So yeah, I've loved that experience in the ruck.
You're a big basketball player as well. Growing up, you played nationals level for South Australia. I mean, when did the crossroads come where you had to make the decision between basketball and footy? Yeah,
so that was probably at the end of the under-18 nationals. Kind of had to make a decision there if I wanted to pursue AFL or try and make it in basketball. But yeah, childhood dream's always been to make it to the AFL, and both sides of the family played footy. So yeah.
And is the dream to be the first key forward picked on draft night?
Yeah, for sure. It's been that would be a dream. So yeah.
What about yourself, Lockie? In terms of what Sydney's told you, it's a little bit different in terms of them having some rights over you.
Yeah.
What sort of indication are they given around all of their academy boys? What it's like for them over the next couple of months?
Yeah, it's been a bit. They haven't really said much. They like to keep it a bit quiet, which is understandable. But to go anywhere would be a dream. Honestly, to get drafted. So, like whatever happens, happens. But yeah, it would be cool to stay in Sydney.
You've grown up in Sydney your whole life?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what sort of drew you to footy?
Oh, well, my dad was just the biggest Cats fan. Watched Gary Ablett Sr. kick 10 against the Hawks on grand final, and then just from there, like his love for the game has just brought me to it, and then he's helped me throughout this whole journey, so probably up to him.
Did you go to the 2022 grand final, if you're a Cats fan as well?
No, we didn't go actually. I wish we did.
So your loyalties weren't at all split?
No. I'm a Cats 100%.
You've played a couple of VFL games for the Swans this year as well. How did you find that experience of stepping up to VFL level?
Yeah, it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a lot different to under 18s footy. Like Aiden says, like bigger bodies, things like that. But the boys got around me really well, so that was really good. Just seeing some of them and hopefully being able to play with them next year as well would be really cool.
You were nearly in next year's draft.
Yeah.
So you about a week and a half from being eligible for the 2026 crop?
Yeah, about 10 or 11 days, yeah.
So you're 17 right through to the end of then. You'll be drafted as a 17-year-old, which is a bit strange. But does that give you some confidence as well that you've still got so much growth to go? Yeah,
for sure. I definitely feel like that could be an advantage. Extra year of development kind of in a way. But yeah.
Now you're at Centrals. How's my boy Dougie going?
Yeah, he's going well. He's been playing some good footy lately. He's going well. He's a good fella.
Hey, can I ask you about your study before games? I've been told you like to study your opponents to get you in the mood and get you in the rhythm and know exactly what to expect. What does that look like in the week before a game for you?
Yeah, so especially in champs, I was pretty big on it. With like my manager Peter, he was able to get some film on all my opponents, and I feel like I could use that as competitive advantage, and I already knew kind of all the strengths and weaknesses of my opponent, so yeah, I was able to use that well.
Now, thanks for coming in, guys. We really appreciate both of you. I'm going to ask a favour of Dan and Avery. Can you guys please bring up the T-shirts I forgot to bring up? And as well as your own.
There's two more there, boys.
There's two more there. Yeah.
There we go.
Come up here.
Thanks,
we need
Dan.
a bit of a group shot to finish off this story.
Come on, Avery, get in there.
Yep. You can hand it out, Dan. This is
Cheers, Dan.
You're the first person other than me who's been able to do that. So and over here. Come over here, Avery.
Come on, Avery. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Everyone can put their T-shirts up together.
Thanks.
All right. That's up for a massive episode of Gettable. We appreciate you all coming on. These four are now officially Gettable. Well done. We'll see you all next week.
Plenty more coming on AFL.com.au. See you next week.